Most people completely misunderstand what it really takes to start a company in Germany, and that misunderstanding quietly costs them months of delays, unexpected expenses, and in some cases, the decision to give up entirely. If you're planning to register an LLC in Germany, there's something extremely important you need to know first. Because Germany doesn't just expect you to start a business, it expects you to do it properly, formally, and with precision from day one. And the surprising truth is this: once you understand how the system works, Germany becomes one of the most stable, respected, and powerful places in Europe to build a business. But only if you approach it the right way. Let me show you what that actually looks like. Michael had been running a small SaaS business from the United States. Things were going well, but he wanted something more stable, something more international. He kept hearing about Germany. Strong economy, trusted business environment, access to the European Union. It sounded like the perfect next step. So he made a decision. He would open an LLC in Germany and expand his business into Europe. Simple plan. But here's where things get interesting. The moment Michael started researching, he realized something didn't quite match his expectations. There was no LLC option, like in the US. Instead, he kept seeing two terms: GmbH and UG. And this is where the confusion begins for most people. But here's the problem. If you don't understand the difference between these two structures, you can make a decision that affects your business for years. Let's break this down clearly. In Germany, the closest equivalent to an LLC is the GmbH, which stands for Gesellschaft mit beschränkter Haftung. It's a limited liability company. It offers strong legal protection, credibility, and is widely respected in the German business environment. But here's where things get interesting. A GmbH requires a minimum share capital of 25,000 euros. And this is where many people hesitate. So Germany offers an alternative. The UG, or Unternehmergesellschaft, often called a mini GmbH. It can be started with as little as €1 in capital. Sounds perfect, right? But there's one detail most people miss. The UG comes with restrictions. You are required to retain a portion of your profits until you build up to the full capital required for a GmbH. And this small detail makes a huge difference. Zara, a freelance designer, chose the UG because of the low startup cost. At first, it worked perfectly. But as her business grew, she realized something. Clients and partners sometimes viewed the UG as less established compared to a GmbH. And what happens next changed everything. She eventually converted her UG into a GmbH to improve her company's credibility. So the key insight here is this: you're not just choosing a structure based on cost. You're choosing how your business will be perceived. Now let's move forward. Once you've decided between a GmbH and a UG, the next step is preparing your company formation documents. And this is where Germany becomes very structured. You need to draft articles of association. This document defines your company's purpose, ownership, management, and rules. But here's the problem. In Germany, this document must be notarized. And this is where things can slow down. David, an entrepreneur from New York, thought he could handle everything online. But German law requires a notary to officially validate your company formation. And this is where it gets interesting. You, or your authorized representative, must appear before a German notary. Daniel experienced this firsthand. He tried to complete the process remotely, but ran into complications with authorization documents. Eventually, he had to coordinate with a local representative to finalize everything. So this is not a fully digital process like Estonia. Now, once your articles of association are notarized, the next step is opening a business bank account. And this step is critical. Because your share capital must be deposited into the account before your company can be officially registered. And here's where things can go very wrong. German banks have strict requirements. They will verify your identity, your business model, and your documentation. Emily applied to open an account, but was rejected because her business plan was unclear. This delayed her entire company formation. So here's the insight. Clarity and preparation are essential. Now, once your bank account is open and your capital is deposited, you move to official registration. Your notary submits your application to the commercial register, known as the Handelsregister. And this is a big moment. Because once your company is entered into the register, it officially exists. But here's where things get interesting again. Registration can take time. Germany values accuracy over speed. Jessica expected the process to be quick. But it took several weeks for her registration to be completed. And this is where many people get frustrated. But there's a smarter way to handle this. You plan for the timeline instead of fighting it. Now once your company is registered, you need to complete additional steps. You must register with the local trade office. You must obtain a tax number from the tax office. And you may need to register for VAT depending on your business activity. And this is where things can feel overwhelming. Multiple registrations, different authorities. But here's the key insight. Each step builds your legitimacy. Germany's system is designed to ensure that businesses are properly structured and compliant. Now let's talk about taxes. Germany has a structured tax system that includes corporate tax, trade tax, and VAT. And this is where it gets serious. Taxes are not optional, and compliance is strictly enforced. Michael initially underestimated this. He thought he could manage everything himself. But as his business grew, he realized he needed professional support. So he hired an accountant. And what happens next made everything easier. His reporting became accurate. His compliance improved. His stress decreased. So this is one of the smartest investments you can make. Now let's talk about location. In Germany, your company must have a registered address. This is not just a formality. It's where official correspondence is sent. And in some cases, it reflects your business presence. David tried to use a temporary address without proper documentation. This caused issues during registration. So having a reliable address is essential. Now let's step back for a moment. At this point, you might be thinking, this sounds structured, formal, maybe even slow. And you're right. But here's the insight that changes everything. Germany's system is built on trust and stability. When your company is properly registered, it carries credibility. Clients trust you. Banks trust you. Partners trust you. And that trust is incredibly valuable. Michael experienced this shift. Once his German company was fully operational, he noticed something surprising. European clients took him more seriously. Partnership opportunities increased. His business felt more established. That's the real payoff. Not just having a company, but having a company and a system that is respected globally. Now let's bring everything together. To register an LLC in Germany, you need to understand that you're choosing between a GmbH and a UG. You need to prepare notarized articles of association. You need to open a bank account and deposit your share capital. You need to register with the commercial register. You need to complete tax and trade registrations. And you need to stay compliant over time. It's not the fastest system. It's not the simplest. But it is one of the most reliable. And that's what makes it powerful. Because most people look for shortcuts. They look for speed. They look for ease. But now, you see the bigger picture. You understand that structure creates stability. And stability creates opportunity. You're not just starting a company. You're building a foundation. And that's what separates successful entrepreneurs from everyone else. Because success isn't just about starting fast. It's about building something that lasts. And if you found this guide helpful, and want more videos that break down complex global opportunities like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because the more you understand how these systems really work, the more powerful your decisions become.